nervous because I'm here now.
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of 410 Sports Talk. James Haskell, Glenn Martin, and we are preparing for the Ravens season finale showdown against an AFC North opponent, the Cincinnati Bengals. But we wanted to take a second and give you an update on some injuries, some new guys to the list, and the ever-expanding list. But it's more of a revolving door as far as the Ravens injuries go. Some guys coming off, some guys coming on. And so we're going to get right into it here. But before we do, we wanted to give you guys a second to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications. With the playoffs coming up, you got to stay up to date as far as Ravens news. And we think we're a great source for you guys to do that. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Glenn, why don't we get into some of these injuries here?
Yeah, so when we did our preview show, it was a little bit earlier in the week. So now we have some more clarity on the injuries, and we wanted to share that with you. So Patrick McCarry, center, still dealing with the back injury, did not practice this week, so he looks very questionable. I'd be surprised if he goes. Unique Ngakoue also did not participate. He was dealing with a thigh injury, kind of a late game injury in the last game, which kind of went unnoticed by most, but doesn't look like he's going to be able to go. Willie Snead still dealing with an ankle injury. He also did not participate. Derek Wolfe looks like he got a vet day off on Friday, which is good because we don't need any of the towers going down in the middle going into this week. So it looks like, although he didn't participate today, he's still on track to go. Gus Edwards, new addition to the injury report, had a back injury pop up in practice, which is not good. When you have a back injury pop up on a Friday practice and you're scheduled to play on a Sunday, it makes it it's going to make it interesting. So that thwarts my prediction that Gus will be our leader in yards this week if he is indeed out of this game. Another big one that popped up also on Friday was DJ Fluker dealing with a knee injury, who we know that offensive line has been stabilized as of late. And if he goes out, that could certainly shake things up, with McCarry also looking like he's going to miss at center. Good news, Jimmy Smith back at practice in a limited participation, dealing with the rib and shoulder injuries from a few weeks ago. So that's good to hear. And then some good news on the injury front. Calais Campbell practiced in full with dealing with the calf, who clearly still working his way back to being himself after the injury. Marlon Humphrey, full participant, dealing with a knee injury, but he's looking like he's going to go. Mark Ingram back at practice. He had a little bit of an illness earlier in the week, not COVID. But he's back at practice, and it looks like we're going to be leaning on him with Gus possibly missing. And then the other good news, Marcus Peters, full participant at practice today. We need those guys on the back end to be healthy for the playoff run. And honestly, the playoff run has already started for the Ravens. So they need all the help they can get, and the good news is they got him. Also wanted to add that Sam Cook tested positive for COVID-19, right? It wasn't a close contact. He tested positive, correct?
Yep.
So he's going to be missing this game. And to counter that, and I love this by the Ravens, because they are treating this game like a playoff game. They are not taking any chances. They could have went with Tucker and possibly used him as a punter, who did do the job in college, but instead they signed Johnny Townsend off the Kansas City practice squad, who's punted, I believe, let's see, he's had 70 punts in his career. He's played in, let's see, let me just look up his score. He played last with Oakland in 2018. So he's not, a guy that's put up a ton of numbers, but he's got experience in the league. And it's nice to hear that they didn't take any chances. This guy will be not just the punter, but also be the holder for Justin Tucker.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think that, that while that list is long, some, like you said, some big names on there that are specific. Every player counts, right? But with the trio of receivers that the Bengals have, we're really going to need Peters, and we're going to need Jimmy. And I think some people are going to say, well, you're overblowing this. You're overreacting. It's the Bengals. But you're overreacting here. But look, they're a division opponent. Anytime you play anyone in the division, you can usually throw out the record and realize that the game is going to be closer than not. I don't know how many times we had nail biters against the Browns, who were,
when they were peak Browns.
Yeah, exactly. In peak Brown form, exactly. Yeah. And then turn around, we make a Super Bowl run, or go to the AFC Championship game and
beat Tom Brady. Yeah.
Right. So anytime you play someone in the division, like you said, it's really good to see they're not taking them lightly. So for me, I'm glad to hear that Jimmy and Marcus are making their way back to the field. And I know that John's excited about that. Of course, we had the extension video on Jimmy Smith. So those two names for me are huge. But the other one, like you talked about, the other two names that are important is Fluker and Gus. I get concerned with Gus, but I'm gonna make you feel a little better here, Glenn. I
All right.
think Gus goes. I think he is historically durable. I think maybe he just needed a day. I think
Okay.
that he'll be fine. I think that he'll be ready to go. Could be some flaring up. I feel like backs can be sporadic in that one day you can not be able to sit up, and the next day, as soon as the swelling goes down, the pressure off that nerve is gone. I'm not a doctor here, but the pressure off that nerve is gone, and then you got a lot of your mobility back, and the pain isn't there. So I feel like Gus just needed a day. I feel
Yeah.
pretty good about him. But Fluker, I do worry about that knee. He's a big
Yeah.
man, puts a lot of pressure on them knees. And so that's a concern.
And I guess we would expect Phillips to slide in there at right tackle if
Yeah,
if
it
need
has
be.
to. Yeah, I mean that's the way I see it panning
Now the
out. And
good thing for the Ravens, if that is the case, we're already predicting McCarry's out, so that's
Yep.
one down. And if Fluker's forced to miss, that's 2 out of the 5 down. The good news for the Ravens is bad news for the Bengals. Mike Daniels, their very talented defensive tackle, run stuffer, who really makes a difference. He looks like he just tested positive for COVID, and he's going to miss this game. That's a big loss when they're already down. DJ Reader, the guy they brought in to solidify, he's already out. Obviously, we know Carlos Dunlap was just recently traded a few weeks ago, and then Geno Atkins isn't going to be going in this game. So really, Mike Daniels was their last, remaining star on that defense. I mean, I don't even know if you consider him a star, but he's a heck of a player. So him
he's
being
a
forced to
household
miss,
name at the very least.
yeah, him being forced to miss is definitely going to impact them. He makes a huge difference, especially in the run game. So, but yeah, I agree. I love the fact that the Ravens, they're not taking any chances in this game. Let me tell you, this might be a 4-win team, but let's remember that the quarterback for them, Brandon Allen, is coming off of winning the FedEx Air Player of the Week this week.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy, this isn't going to be so easy. He had 371 yards passing, 2 touchdowns last week, and threw a 78.4% completion percentage. I mean, this guy is slinging the ball right now. He's feeling good. And as we'll get into in our next show, they're feeling good about this game. I mean, we just had a linebacker for the Bengals tweet out a little bit of trash talk saying that the Ravens are done, and we're going to get into that. But so this game is a game that they're very much up for. They're looking forward to. They want to play that role of spoiler. So when you look at this injury report and I see a bunch of guys, especially ones that go down late in the week in practice because they're already a part of the game plan. They got all the lion's share of the reps, and now they're gone, and we have to have a backup go in who may not have had those reps. So what if Justice Hill is now forced into a more prominent role if Ingram's not able to go and Gus isn't able to go. So I think this game is getting more and more interesting as the week goes along.
Yeah, and then the other X factor, you talked about Mike Daniels, but it looks like there's another player on the Bengals that is showing symptoms, and they're going to be working through the close contact protocols with not only Mike but also this player who they haven't named yet, who's going to be showing symptoms. I'm assuming is probably on the defensive line based on proximity to Mike. So yeah,
could be a lot of names.
Yeah, right. Their whole D line could be out, by the end of the day. So definitely going to be an interesting one. Definitely going to be a wild ride. And we're going to hope that the Ravens continue to peak and get healthy, get all these guys healthy at the right time. And let us know what you guys think about these injuries. Is it a concern for you? Are you guys not concerned about it? Where are you on this worry meter, if you will, for this game? And we'll definitely respond back and forth in the comments, but let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk to you soon.
See you.